Qin Ge is a famous romance comic author who is also battling systemic lupus disease. She's trying to sneak out of the hospital, but unfortunately she is noticed at the nurse station. She runs away while on a call with her assistant. As she tries to escape, her assistant, Chen Min, receives a call from their chief editor Lin Shui, asking when Qin Ge will arrive with the drafts. Chen Min reassures Lin Shui, saying that she'll be there within 15 minutes. Qin Ge attempts to jump over the hospital fence to make her escape, but as she climbs, Bai Qi, a doctor at the hospital and her old classmate, walks up behind her. Shocked to see him, she loses focus and falls from the fence. She remembers her school days when she tried to escape over a wall but fell, only to be caught by Bai Qi. This time she asks him why he didn't catch her. He replies that back then she was an expert at climbing walls, so he didn't expect her to fall. Qin Ge quickly gets up and tries to run, but Bai Qi grabs her. She pretends to be someone else, claiming he's mistaken her for someone else. Bai Qi ignores this, says her name, and demands to know what illness she has and why she's running away. She's surprised he still remembers her name. With no chance of escape, Qin Ge claims her company needs her urgently and promises to return after delivering a file. Bai Qi agrees but insists on driving her to the office to make sure she comes back to the hospital afterward. Meanwhile, Lu Tian, a colleague of Bai Qi, sees them drive away and wonders if it's Bai Qi with a woman. As they drive, Qin Ge avoids answering Bai Qi's questions, fearful he'll bring up their childhood. Suddenly, Bai Qi gets a call from Lu Tian, teasing him for ditching him for a girl. Bai Qi hangs up the phone, and when Qin Ge asks her about it, she downplays her importance, saying she's just a small-time assistant at a comic company. When they get to the office, her assistant has picked out a dress for her, which makes her quickly change before the meeting. Bai Qi, curious, asks the receptionist about Qin Ge and learns her real identity. She is, in fact, the famous comic author, Bai Qi Guru. After the meeting, Qin Ge, Lin Shui, and Chen Min are leaving the building when Bai Qi reminds Qin Ge of her promise to go back to the hospital. However, there is a strong tension in the air because both women know how important that promise is. Although they say goodbye, the meaning of their meeting stays with them. Lin Shui, feeling curious, interrupts by asking who he is. Bai Qi then introduces himself, but he does so with a bit of hesitation. This moment, packed with unspoken feelings, shows how complicated their situation really is. Realizing what's going on, Lin Shui assures Bai Qi that Qin Ge is fully recovered and offers to send Chen Min with him to settle the hospital bill. Later, Lin Shui asks Qin Ge how it feels to meet her first love after 8 years. Qin Ge admits she's acting like a stranger around him. Meanwhile, Bai Qi questions Chen Min about Qin Ge, who admits he used to be a huge fan before they met at an event. After paying the bill, Chen Min adds Bai Qi on a messaging app, saying he'll contact him if they ever need a doctor. Bai Qi is alerted by a nurse about a patient trying to escape, so he checks in. The patient explains that she won a chance to take Bai Qi Guru's art class. Bai Qi promises to take the class in her place and even get her an autograph. Later, Bai Qi bumps into Lu Tian, who asks about the girl he was with. Bai Qi downplays it, saying she's an old classmate who needed help. Lu Tian notices the comic book in Bai Qi's hands and teases him, but Bai Qi takes it back and walks away. That night, Bai Qi reads the comic and realizes it's about him and Qin Ge, written romantically with different names. He blushes while reading. That evening, Qin Ge attends her favorite singer's concert with Lin Shui and Chen Min. Coincidentally, Lu Tian drags Bai Qi to the same concert. Lu Tian flirts with Lin Shui, while Qin Ge accidentally drinks too much and gets drunk. Meanwhile, another girl at the concert appears to have feelings for Chen Min. Qin Ge and Bai Qi bump into each other, and Bai Qi pulls her close, saying that since she left him 8 years ago, he won't let her go again. Qin Ge grabs his hand and runs outside with him. Chen Min tries to intervene, but he's surrounded by old friends. The next morning, Qin Ge wakes up in Bai Qi's room. At first, she thinks it's a dream and admires the space, but when she realizes it's real, she panics. Noticing she isn't fully clothed, she accuses Bai Qi of taking advantage of her, but he just teases her, giving her a light kiss on the cheek. Embarrassed, she locks herself in the bathroom. As she gathers her thoughts, memories of the previous night return. She remembers that she willingly went to his apartment, tried to get romantic with him, and even pulled him into the bathtub. Bai Qi hands her clothes, now dried, through the bathroom door. Lin Shui calls Qin Ge, saying Chen Min told her that Bai Qi took her home. Qin Ge denies it, but Lin Shui hears Bai Qi in the background. Qin Ge quickly lies, saying she's watching a drama. Lin Shui hears another noise from her end, Lu Tian screaming as Lin Shui hits him. She too lies, saying it's just her TV. Later, while treating Lu Tian's wounds, Bai Qi is asked why he doesn't confront Qin Ge about her disappearance. Bai Qi replies that he'll ask when the time is right since she's even hiding her identity. The next day, Qin Ge teaches a drawing class, only to find Bai Qi attending in place of his patient, hoping to get an autograph. Though she tries to remove him, the students insist he stays. During class, Bai Qi pretends to struggle with his drawing and asks Qin Ge to guide his hand. Flustered, she helps him, trying to avoid his teasing about the previous night. After class, they have lunch with the students. He gives Qin Ge his favorite dish, but she is unable to eat due to her illness. When asked if they know each other, Bai Qi answered that they were classmates. At night, Qin Ge finds out that he still has their childhood photos on his social media. The next day, class Bai Qi returns to class, claiming that the patient wants to know more about her. To let him stay, Qin Ge asks for his homework, to which Bai Qi presents a drawing from their childhood. Later, as they clean up together. Qin Ge blames Bai Qi for not letting her forget the past. When the door lock breaks, trapping them in the classroom, Bai Qi gets a call for an emergency surgery. Qin Ge climbs out the window to unlock the door for him. Bai Qi hugs her tightly, warning her never to take such risks again. That night, Qin Ge has nightmares about her mother's death from lupus. The next day, Lu Tian complains to Bai Qi about being single and mentions he liked the girl from the concert, Lin Shui, but doesn't know her name. Bai Qi sees in their group chat that Qin Ge has been sick, but Lu Tian's constant complaints annoy him, so he sends him to the gynecology department. Lu Tian encounters Lin Shui, who is there for her report. He asks if she's the girl from the concert, but Lin Shui denies it. Knowing she's lying, Lu Tian checks her report and discovers she's pregnant. He offers to take responsibility, which enrages Lin Shui, and she hits him until he flees. Lu Tian returns to Bai Qi, asking for help to propose to Lin Shui. Bai Qi refuses, but Lu Tian steals his phone and messages Qin Ge, asking to meet about something important and to keep it secret from Lin Shui. This leaves Qin Ge very curious. It turns out Bai Qi sends these messages on Lu Tian's behalf, but he warns him not to hurt Lin Shui. Later, Lu Tian and Qin Ge meet at a restaurant and are shocked to learn about Lin Shui's pregnancy. He asks Qin Ge to fill out the marriage certificate on Lin Shui's behalf, but she refuses, saying it's Lin Shui's decision. Bai Qi interrupts, stopping Lu Tian, and then asks Qin Ge to help arrange a reception for Lin Shui. She agrees to talk to Lin Shui and leaves, asking Bai Qi to come with her. They both go to find bridal gowns for Lin Shui. When they leave the store, a man collapses on the road, and Bai Qi rushes to help him. Seeing this, Qin Ge has flashbacks of when she was hospitalized due to her disease and freezes. After the ambulance takes the man away, Bai Qi hugs her to comfort her. He drops her off at home but insists on staying until she falls asleep out of concern for her. Suddenly, Lin Shui arrives and rings the doorbell. Not wanting Lin Shui to find out Bai Qi is there, Qin Ge pushes him into her room and tells him to hide. When Lin Shui comes in, she notices a pair of men's shoes. Qin Ge covers up by saying it's a safety precaution to make it look like a man lives there to deter intruders. Lin Shui goes into Qin Ge's room to change clothes, leaving Qin Ge worried she'll find Bai Qi. However, she doesn't, and even Qin Ge begins to wonder where he is hiding. It turns out Bai Qi hides inside an empty suitcase, revealing himself to Qin Ge after Lin Shui leaves the room. While Lin Shui and Qin Ge are eating, Bai Qi overhears their conversation about a guy from the financial department who is interested in Qin Ge. Lin Shui suggests Bai Qi is a better match than the guys she's tried to set Qin Ge up with. To change the subject, Qin Ge goes to get some water, and Lin Shui ends up drinking all the beer and passing out. Qin Ge uses the opportunity to sneak Bai Qi out of the house. Once they're alone, Bai Qi confronts her about what he overheard, and she explains that her father is pressuring her to meet other men. Bai Qi suggests she consider someone like him, but she rejects the idea. That night, Qin Ge tries to sleep but ends up dreaming about Bai Qi, waking up with a start. When morning comes, she finds a note from Lin Shui saying she's sending Chun Min over to check on the shoes theory. Qin Ge rushes to the entrance and realizes that Bai Qi left his shoes behind. Meanwhile, Bai Qi shows Lu Tian the bridal gown and says he can't help him any further. Lu Tian will have to convince Lin Shui himself. Lin Shui tells Qin Ge not to come to the office, but to get ready for an outing instead. Qin Ge didn't know there was a trip planned, so Lin Shui tells her to check her phone. Qin Ge sees that Bai Qi planned the outing, so she refuses to go. Lin Shui encourages her to go, saying Bai Qi is just messing with her and that she shouldn't give in. Qin Ge reluctantly agrees to come. When Qin Ge arrives at the bus for the trip, she is fully covered because her disease makes her sensitive to sunlight. The only available seat is next to Bai Qi, making her realize this was all part of his plan. Meanwhile, Lin Shui finds her car decorated with flowers and love notes proposing to her, and she instantly realizes it's Lu Tian. Lu Tian walks confidently into her office, loudly declaring his intent to marry her. The cleaning lady tells him Lin Shui isn't there and kicks him out. On the trip, everyone is split into 2 teams for a race to the mountaintop. The team that gets there first wins a free dinner from the losing team. As soon as Bai Qi signals the start, everyone runs ahead, leaving only Bai Qi and Qin Ge in the same team, making her realize he planned this too. While this is happening, Lin Shui argues with her employees over a delayed order. Lu Tian arrives and straightens out the situation, getting the products handed over. The employees quit afterward. During the hike, Qin Ge gets very tired, and although she tries to stop him, Bai Qi picks her up and carries her on his back. Meanwhile, Lu Tian insists on carrying all the boxes for Lin Shui, even though she refuses his help. Bai Qi and Qin Ge end up at the wrong location after the hike. At first, Qin Ge is frustrated, but then she realizes they've been there before as children. Both of them reminisce about their school days. However, when she feels herself getting attracted to Bai Qi, she snaps out of it and accuses him of bringing her there on purpose. Bai Qi, frustrated, says he isn't mad at her, but at himself for not being able to get over her disappearance 8 years ago. He proposes to her, but she refuses, saying too much has happened over the years. He insists that he doesn't care what happened and proposes again, but they are interrupted by fireworks. Later, Bai Qi cooks dinner and tells her a scary story from his childhood. He keeps trying to scare her in different ways. Eventually, his attempts work, causing her to hug him out of pure fear. However, when she realizes that he is purposely trying to create fear, she tries to keep her strong front. This, however, doesn't last long. After one more creepy story, she gets more and more freaked out and begs him to change the subject. They discuss how deeply Lu Tian cares for Lin Shui and wants to marry her. However, Lu Tian attempts to give Lin Shui the bridal gown, but he ends up getting beat up by her once more. She learns that Qin Ge and Bai Qi aided Lu Tian in choosing the gown. Before he retires to bed, Bai Qi scares Qin Ge once more. She's so frightened that she asks him to stay in one corner of her tent. She draws a line in the middle and strictly tells him not to cross it. They try to sleep but can't, and he ends up kissing her. She doesn't stop him and kisses him back, but suddenly it's morning, and she realizes it was just a dream. On the bus ride home, Qin Ge falls asleep on Bai Qi's shoulder. He is so delighted. When they arrive at her house, he finds out she has a high fever, but she insists she is fine, and Chen Min will take care of her. The next day, Qin Ge and Lin Shui discuss the animation project with Mr. Su Lun. Bai Qi invites Qin Ge to go out, and Qin Ge reluctantly agrees. Lin Shui meets Mr. Su Lun in a private theater and runs into Lu Tian, who makes a comment about the wedding gown. Coincidentally, Bai Qi and Qin Ge are in the same theater. The instant they see Lin Shui and Lu Tian, they have to secretly hide. The two of them ask Lu Tian for his reason for appearing here, all disguised as a waiter. Later, they ask him not to say anything to Lin Shui about this. After leaving the drama theater, Bai Qi wraps Qin Ge up in his jacket and demands she zip it up. Lin Shui catches sight of the two at the doorstep and gives rise to a series of misunderstandings. He sends a teasing photo of Qin Ge in the group chat the next morning. Lin Shui sees it and immediately confronts Qin Ge about Bai Qi's supposed disloyalty. Meanwhile, Lu Tian apologizes to Bai Qi for causing the misunderstanding. And again, Bai Qi invites Qin Ge on an outing, and she agrees against her will. Qin Ge is not feeling well, and Lin Shui supports her. The three fight to get a contract with Mr. Su Lun, while Qin Ge nods off at the office. Chen Min deletes a reminder message from Bai Qi. Qin Ge wakes up later and discovers she's missed her meeting with Bai Qi, who waited for her at the restaurant until it closed. She rushes to see him, and they have a happy time when she finds him outside. Just as she is going to collapse because of dizziness, Bai Qi catches her and sends her to the hospital. Chen Min and Lin Shui show up as well, and just so it happens that she had fainted due to a rapid heartbeat because of low blood sugar. When Bai Qi brings food to Qin Ge, Lin Shui confronts him, angry at him for what has happened to Qin Ge, and telling him that Qin Ge has systemic lupus, which is why she left 8 years ago. Bai Qi feels guilty since he doesn't know about her illness. Chen Min explains in greater detail what happened, and Bai Qi promises to take care of her from now on. When Lu Tian comes to see her, Lin Shui drags him away, furious with him for having defended Bai Qi. Lu Tian informs her about what actually happened in Bai Qi's past with Qin Ge, and Lin Shui feels terrible about how mean she had just been to him. Bai Qi apologizes to Lin Shui for not being able to take care of Qin Ge, and they agree upon supporting her during her stay in the hospital. It was terrifying when Qin Ge woke up and found Bai Qi sleeping in her room. She felt that he probably knew about her illness. After Bai Qi went out to buy breakfast, Qin Ge called Lin Shui, who gave her encouragement to be frank with him. Chen Min felt jealous when she learned that Bai Qi was taking care of Qin Ge. Qin Ge wants to go home to get some belongings, but Bai Qi insists that he would go for her. Chen Min arrives at the hospital and offers to help, but feels envious when he learns that already it is being handled by Bai Qi. He tries to manipulate Qin Ge to think that Bai Qi only sees her as a patient. Later, Chen Min meets Tian Cheng, who has a crush on him. Lin Shui fights her ground at work and risks the project with Mr. Su Lun. Then she shared the experience with Qin Ge, who said he respects her decision. Tian Cheng takes Chen Min to a restaurant instead of a workshop for compensation after the accident. When Chen Min tries to leave, she says if he leaves, he must pay 100,000 in compensation for damages to her sports car. That night, Bai Qi goes to the hospital again. Qin Ge, however, is angry as she believes he sees her only as a patient. She says she wants to talk with him, and they head out into the park to talk. She thanked Bai Qi for taking care of her as a patient, but he said she's not just a patient to him, she's the person who has always remained in his heart. This relieves and pleases her. Overjoyed, she shows him the rashes on her arm and asks if he'll ever accept her in this condition. Surprisingly, Bai Qi tells her that he will accept her in whatever condition she may be, and tells her to learn to self-accept with him beside her. She gets angry, raises her voice, and says she cannot accept herself in this condition. Bai Qi immediately pulls her close to his arms and hugs her to appease her. The next day, Bai Qi is treating a patient. There comes a nurse who rushes in hurriedly and tells him that he urgently needs to see the director, as there has been a complaint against him by a patient. He finds out the complaint is about the delay in tests and procedures for a particular patient. Not to defend himself, he explains that the patient refused to take his medication on time. That is why the treatments were delayed. Afterward, he leaves without further comment. Qin Ge learns about the complaint against Bai Qi and immediately meets with Lu Tian to discuss how they can help him. She finds out who the complaining patient is and takes matters into her own hands. She watches the patient and finds out he likes a particular TV show. So she contrives a plan. She sits next to him and begins to watch the same show. Her plan works perfectly. The patient becomes interested in discussing the show with her. Later that night, they meet outside the hospital and continue discussing the show. During their talking, Qin Ge mentions Bai Qi as an old friend and said he really cares about his patients. Then he asks what the real reason for complaining is. He says the delays in his treatment were his fault because he did not take the medicine. He said he actually filed the complaint just for a doctor switch. He agrees to talk to Bai Qi, and they resolve the misunderstanding. Later, Qin Ge is in her room waiting for Bai Qi to come thank her after solving the complaint. Instead, Lin Shui shows up to help pack since she's being discharged. Qin Ge feels a bit frustrated as she had hoped she could see him before leaving. Lin Shui takes her to a restaurant. Lu Tian, who is dressed as a giant teddy bear, greets her and leads her inside. Inside the restaurant, Bai Qi has set up a surprise for her. Stunned, she asks how he managed such an expensive dinner. He explains that the restaurant is owned by the patient who filed the complaint and, out of apology, helped him get a reservation. Lu Tian gets into a car with Lin Shui while waiting for their date. He feels hungry but decides to ignore it since the main course is Lin Shui. After dinner, Bai Qi brings in a cake and some decorations from his childhood with Qin Ge. Qin Ge gets anxious that he is proposing, and Bai Qi catches on, teasing her about acting this way when he proposes to her. Flustered, Qin Ge pretends to go to the toilet but slips and hurts her knee in the process. Bai Qi takes her back to his house to treat her injury. In a fit of anger, Qin Ge accuses him of having already plotted everything that evening, from the dinner to bringing her to his house. Bai Qi calmly explains that it's all just a coincidence. The restaurant just so happens to be near where he lives and the hospital in case of an emergency. She then tells him that she does not know how to respond to the restaurant incident. Bai Qi suggests that she take her time to mull things over and finally assures her that no matter what her answer is, it would not deter him. He'll continue trying to win her heart. When Chen Min calls to offer to pick her up, Qin Ge says that she has already gone back home. Chen Min is, however, standing outside her house and finds out that Qin Ge is lying, so he is disappointed. Bai Qi insists that she stay the night to have her knee rested. Qin Ge refuses first, but Bai Qi explains to her that it's almost morning, and he doesn't have time to take her home and be back in time without being late at the hospital. The next morning, Qin Ge tries to sneak out quietly, but Bai Qi catches her and prepares breakfast. Finally, she gets home, letting out a high-pitched squeal, still on cloud 9 from being with Bai Qi. Then he texts her, asking her out to lunch. Before she could respond, Chen Min had already arrived. He informed her that Lin Shui might lose her job in case they fail to get the partnership with Mr. Su Lun. They both take it upon themselves to secure the project and protect Lin Shui's job. It then cuts to Lu Tian, sensing her frustration, taking her to a boxing ring to help her vent her anger. But he refused to hit back, not wanting to raise his hand against a woman, and thus got beaten up by her. The next day, through Lu Tian, Bai Qi learns that Qin Ge is busy with an important project and goes to her place to offer his help. Irritated to find Chen Min sleeping on the couch, Chen Min explains he has been working late. Bai Qi advises Qin Ge not to change her comic style. Instead, she takes his advice in the wrong direction and dismisses him. Hurt, he leaves. Later, Bai Qi suggests to his patient that Qin Ge should participate in the Gold Comics Awards to raise her career bar. When Qin Ge comes out in the top 10, she finds out it was Bai Qi who had applied on her behalf and feels guilty for having been rude to him earlier. She goes to apologize. On the parallel side, Lin Shui apologizes to Lu Tian for hitting him. Qin Ge catches the flu, and Bai Qi stays with her for 2 days. To begin with, she resists a bit, but he insists on her being properly taken care of. Qin Ge asks Bai Qi to leave her for some time. He refuses to do so. Bai Qi and Chen Min disagree over who should leave, and hence, the fights ensue. Later, Bai Qi and Qin Ge share some moments over her desire to write a doctor-themed comic. He helps her with ideas until she falls asleep. Meanwhile, Lu Tian impresses Lin Shui by professionally treating her rashes. The next day, Bai Qi and Lu Tian cook together at Qin Ge's house, much to Chen Min's irritation. After dinner, Lin Shui asks Chen Min for help, leaving Bai Qi and Qin Ge alone. While he is helping Qin Ge dry her hair, he leans in to kiss her. However, they are interrupted by an unexpected visitor. Out comes Qin Ge's father, who has come to surprise his daughter, but is in for a shock to see the presence of Bai Qi there. The atmosphere becomes awkward. Qin Ge tries to explain that nothing was going on, but he had been interrupted by Bai Qi, introducing himself as her boyfriend. Her father calms down and they properly introduce themselves. Later on, Qin Ge calls Chen Min and Lin Shui, informing them about her father's arrival. However, she finds out Chen Min had orchestrated it in order to prevent the two from getting closer to each other. They plan on all going out to dinner, but Qin Ge and her father get into an argument over what to eat. Bai Qi suggests he and Qin Ge go out and get food for everyone, and they settle on that. When they return, the entire lounge has been changed by her father. Qin Ge is furious. Before they can argue further, Bai Qi takes her into the room. Bai Qi explains that she is angry because he has always treated her like a patient, not his daughter. Irritated, father tries to leave but is caught by Bai Qi. They talk. Father blames himself, saying he did not look after her properly. Comforted by Bai Qi, he is soothed. This time, while he attempts to talk to Qin Ge, she ignores him and plays a game on her cell phone. Infuriated, he yells at her for wasting her time, to which Qin Ge leaves for the office. Chen Min knows what is happening in the office, so he invites her to go out and have some relaxation. Just as he is in the middle of asking her out, Tian Cheng comes in looking to apply for a job. She admits she wants the job in order to be closer to Chen Min, but reassures Qin Ge this won't affect her work. Chen Min gives the signal to Qin Ge to reject Tian Cheng's application, but Qin Ge simply just ignores him and proceeds with the interview. That night, Bai Qi and Qin Ge's father get concerned, as she hasn't gone back home, so Bai Qi heads out to check on her. Lin Shui is having dinner with Lu Tian while Qin Ge calls her up and asks her to join in dinner. Lin Shui declines as she said she is with Lu Tian, and Lu Tian is extremely happy when he hears that. At a restaurant, Qin Ge sits in silence when Bai Qi arrives. He had been told by Lin Shui where she would be. He snatches her drink and starts drinking it himself, telling her to go home as Dad was concerned. She refuses to, which Bai Qi says that her dad had told him all about their cold relationship. He apologizes for not being understanding of her feelings earlier. Qin Ge reflects that maybe her father did not treat her badly after all. She then explains how her mother's gentleness gradually disappeared due to sickness, yet her father never complained about her mother's short temper. Love, she realizes, is not a question of someone's strength, but rather sticking together despite one's weakness. While Bai Qi listens quietly, she continues to share how her mother passed away because of her illness and how she never had the chance to speak with her before her death, a regret that has been haunting her. After her mother's death, Qin Ge feels that nobody cared anymore about her feeling. She stops talking about her pain so that her father wouldn't have to suffer more. Qin Ge says later she realized she overanalyzed her relationship with her father. She remembers when her worst day in life started, the day she came home from school with good grades and met her new stepmother. Relatives said her father was lonely. Nobody recognized her loneliness. She was never angry about the remarriage, but felt that their love was forgotten in a twinkling of an eye. Since then, she has never believed in love. Now she asks Bai Qi if she should believe again and get disappointed. Bai Qi is drunk at this point and sentimental. He begs her tearfully to believe in love, asking what will become of him if she doesn't. Next morning, shocked, Bai Qi finds himself sleeping with Mr. Qin Han. He couldn't remember much from the night before. He only vaguely remembered that Mr. Qin Han had asked him to fetch Qin Ge. Having no clue, Bai Qi asks how he ended up sleeping there, and yet it's like, seemingly he feels that Bai Qi is just so embarrassing. Frustrated, Bai Qi tries to piece together the events of the previous night, but he absolutely can't recall a thing. Qin Ge sees his confusion and starts laughing as she narrates how events went. In the flashback, it shows Bai Qi crying like a child, insisting that Qin Ge must believe in love. People around them laugh at the scene, and Qin Ge struggles to get him to pipe down. He refuses to leave unless she kisses him. Embarrassed but wanting to stop the scene, Qin Ge complies. Now mortified, Bai Qi listens as Qin Ge continues. She tells him that after he calmed down, she carried him home, but outside her door, he started crying again, this time to her father. Bai Qi begged Mr. Qin Han to tell his daughter he loved her and would always care for her, so Bai Qi clings onto Mr. Qin Han's legs, making his trousers slip down because he had no hand to hold up his trousers. He told him to let go, yet he just continued wailing loudly. While Qin Ge related this, Bai Qi was absolutely mortified, realizing how he'd lost all that respect he had built up with Mr. Qin Han. Unable to face him, Bai Qi said quickly, "Good morning," and went away to get his breakfast. When he is gone, Qin Ge reflected on her behavior in the past and apologized to her father for being impolite. She thanked him for letting her pursue her passion for art. Mr. Qin Han was touched too. He apologized because he didn't understand her feelings. After their deep talk, he told Qin Ge that he had to go to the airport since he needed to go to work. Before he went, he asked if she had feelings for Bai Qi. Qin Ge confesses that she likes him. She then asks her father whether at any time he ever regretted all that he went through with her mom. Mr. Qin Han soothes her by saying he never regretted anything since he truly loved her mother. He then reassures Qin Ge that her fears about love are baseless since Bai Qi loves her deeply. She acknowledges this but confesses that she is scared Bai Qi will be harmed because of her illness. Mr. Qin Han reassures her not to worry about the future since it is out of her control and focus on the present. She gets it and help him pack. Meanwhile, Bai Qi received a message from Mr. Qin Han, reminding him of his promise regarding Qin Ge. Bai Qi comforts him by saying that he certainly will. The scene shifts to Chen Min, who is shown making a call to Qin Ge and informing her that Jia already knows everything, including the thing about Lin Shui refusing Mr. Su Zhe's project, and that Jia might create chaos for Lin Shui, which she soon does. Jia storms up to Lin Shui and starts scolding her for what she did. Upset, Lin Shui exclaims that she will either get this deal with Mr. Su Zhe signed or quit. Chen Min informs Qin Ge about the situation in the office, and she leaves to meet Mr. Su Lun since Lin Shui has not yet arrived. Mr. Su Zi acts very impolitely upon seeing her. Qin Ge wants to fight back, but for Lin Shui's sake, she restrains herself. The bragging of Mr. Su Lun is too much. Though Qin Ge is very angry, she does not sign the contract without discussing it with Lin Shui. Later, Lin Shui told Qin Ge and Chen Min that Mr. Su Lun himself really likes their draft and prefers it over his, but the complication is raised by Mr. Su Lun's brother, Mr. Su Mu. Mr. Su Mu uses their copyright contract to fight a TV channel, while what Mr. Su Lun wants is independence. They decided to solve this problem face-to-face with Mr. Su Lun. Meanwhile, Lu Tian is grumpy. Lin Shui is really busy and doesn't have time to stay with him. Bai Qi notices that Qin Ge looks down, and both he and Lu Tian wonder if something's wrong. Lu Tian brings food to the office, and which touches Lin Shui. She reassures him that she will handle the problem. They spend much time together, lifting Lu Tian's spirits. As it gets late, Qin Ge tells Chen Min that he has to leave since Bai Qi is going to come. Chen Min is suddenly saddened and asks if Bai Qi's opinion matters so much. Qin Ge says Bai Qi is the most special in her life, then Chen Min and Lin Shui. By this, Chen Min gets even sadder and leaves. Later that night, Bai Qi appears at Qin Ge's office, scolding her for overworking herself. Qin Ge explains that she needs to convince Mr. Sulun's brother for her project, and she wouldn't give up that easily. He approaches her as he gives her a massage to relax off the stress. Then in the next scene, Mr. Sulun is suddenly dragged away by Qin Ge and Lin Shuo. He struggles but finally goes along. He accuses them of kidnapping him since the deal did not happen. Lin Shui calls him out. She said they know it is his brother who is behind everything. Mr. Sulun is in awe of their knowledge but confesses that he's trying to convince his brother because he wants to sign the project and that he doesn't understand why his brother is so against it. Lin Shui, Qin Ge, and Mr. Sulun start brainstorming a plan. The scene shifts to Bai Qi, who tells Lu Tian that he should have gathered information about Lin Shui's problem during their time together. Lu Tian explains that Lin Shui and Qin Ge couldn't meet the project in charge, who is likely Mr. Su Mu. Lu Tian remembers that his father performed surgery on Mr. Su Mu's father, and they are still close. He suggests asking his father to arrange a meeting with Mr. Su Mu. Bai Qi likes the idea, as it will allow Qin Ge to meet the project head face-to-face. They manage to arrange the meeting, and Bai Qi tells Qin Ge he has a surprise for her. Qin Ge agrees to go, touched by how sweetly he asks. The next morning, Lu Tian is so excited that the nurses ask him why. He cryptically tells them he and the doctor have something big planned. Meanwhile, Bai Qi is strict with his patients, in stark contrast to how he acts with Qin Ge. Lu Tian, watching, thinks Bai Qi is two-faced. He suggests Bai Qi use the opportunity to propose to Qin Ge once the project is resolved. Later, Lu Tian and Bai Qi wait for Qin Ge and Lin Shui to arrive, but they are running late. Meister, Su Mu is about to leave, so Bai Qi goes to delay him. He talks about Qin Ge's project, but Mr. Su Mu is dismissive, saying they've already chosen someone else. Bai Qi pleads with him to reconsider, praising Qin Ge's passion for comics. Mr. Su Mu is unconvinced. It is then that Qin Ge and Lin Shui arrive. Bai Qi introduces Qin Ge, yet the latter still turns down the project of the lady. He looks down upon the young generation. Qin Ge says knowledge and experience come with time. Her comics are popular among readers already. In any way, Mr. Su Mu does not change his mind and leaves. At this, Qin Ge is disappointed and feels discouraged. Lin Shui, however, prepared a backup plan, involving Mr. Su Mu's younger brother, Mr. Su Lun, with whom a decision can be swayed. Mr. Su Lun makes up his mind to have a proper talk with his brother. When he approaches Mr. Su Mu, he is initially rebuffed, but Mr. Su Lun manages to persuade him to reconsider. Mr. Su Mu agrees on the condition that Qin Ge create a new draft, which will be reviewed once more. Overjoyed, Qin Ge thanks Bai Qi for his help. On the other side, Lin Shui reports to Xia at the office and Lu Tian joins her. Before leaving, he advises Bai Qi to propose to Qin Ge. After they leave, Qin Ge talks about various things with Bai Qi, but he wants to hear something else from her. He decides to take her out to a special place. Meanwhile, Chen Min is upset about what happened last night with Qin Ge. Tiancheng notices his mood, but despite asking for 10 minutes, Chen Min doesn't reveal anything. Bai Qi takes Qin Ge to a fantasy museum, making her very happy. Seeing her enjoy it lifts Bai Qi's spirits as well, because when Qin Ge is happy, so is Bai Qi. He tries to confess his feelings multiple times, but Qin Ge keeps ignoring his attempts. Lin Shui later shares the good news with her manager, Jia, who has been trying to undermine her. Lin Shui is then shown boxing with Lu Tian, who doesn't fight back. After the session, Lu Tian sets up dinner, and Lin Shui gets hiccups from eating too fast. Even after drinking water, her hiccups persist, so Lu Tian kisses her to calm her down. Little does he know that this kiss will cost him, as Lin Shui chases him off afterward. Back with Bai Qi, he finally gathers the courage to confess his feelings to Qin Ge. Before he can say anything, Qin Ge unexpectedly announces him as her official boyfriend. Overjoyed, Bai Qi hugs her, and they nearly kiss. However, an emergency call from the hospital interrupts them. Before he leaves, Bai Qi quickly kisses Qin Ge and asks her to wait for him at home. Some time passes, and Bai Qi still hasn't returned. When he finally arrives, Qin Ge, worried, asks why he was late. Bai Qi explains that he was supposed to attend a provisional meeting but refused because he didn't want to leave her alone. Qin Ge, not wanting to be a hindrance, encourages him to go next time. The next day, Qin Ge gives everyone coffee because Mr. Su Mu has given them another chance, and Qin Ge is so elated. Qin Ge, as usual, gives them a pep talk, telling them they now have a week to prove their sincerity with Mr. Su Mu. Everyone looks really happy, Chen Min especially so at the sight of Qin Ge back in the office. Tian Cheng attracts Chun Min's attention by asking him a question and tells Chun Min that all the sketches she has are his. He starts explaining things to her, and just as she is about to leave, Chun Min asks her to address him as Chen Min instead of Min. Tian Cheng makes a point that only she will call him Min. This really reminds Chen Min of the time Qin Ge had asked not to be called by her full name since it sounded too formal, to which he replied that he would call her boss, and only he would. Later, Tian Cheng makes coffee for Chen Min and urges him to rest, but he does not do so. He says he still has much to do. Everything he has done and is going to do for Qin Ge is because he wants to be with her all his life. Tian Cheng feels upset when hearing this. Qin Ge finishes her 1-week task and then goes to see Mr. Su Mu with her draft. Though the result is still pending, the entire team is desperately waiting for it. The moment Mr. Su Mu responds positively, the whole team gets together for celebration, and Mr. Su Lun is one of the happiest amongst them. He is so excited that he takes them all for dinner. Su Lun did not stop talking during dinner, praising Qin Ge's draft, and even asking them to be a couple. We will be famous in the comic industry. Qin Ge did not pay any attention to what he was saying since she knew he was drunk. Chen Min intervened to say, "Many fans make that offer to Qin Ge, but we're happy that Mr. Su Lun loved the work." Chen Min grasps Qin Ge's hand, and Tian Cheng feels threatened, so she places her hand over theirs. Mr. Su Lun looks utterly perplexed by this sudden twist in conversation. Chen Min makes an offer to walk Qin Ge to her car after dinner, while Mr. Su Lun continues boasting that every girl wants to be with a gentleman like him. Chen Min tells Qin Ge after dinner that he has something to tell her in private and accompanies her. Lin Shui tries to hold him back while Tian Cheng seems to be urging them to go together. Chen Min is at a loss for words to say, but does not want to continue waiting anymore. He asks Qin Ge if the answer would be the same if it were he, instead of Mr. Su Lun confessing. Qin Ge feels bad, and therefore tries to let him down lightly. All along, Qin Ge has looked upon Chen Min as a younger brother. She suggests he focus on his career. Secretly watching, Tian Cheng knows Chen Min will be deeply hurt. Qin Ge feels depressed and wishes Bai Qi were here. Yet she has not received a single message from him. She thinks he may be lying to her, out drinking with another girl, as obviously he would never drink much because he cannot hold his drinks well. Chen Min, after having drunk rather a lot, is followed by Tian Cheng so that Chen does not do anything too rash. When Chen Min sees her, he scolds her harshly and tells her to stop following him. Still upset, Qin Ge feels even worse because Bai Qi isn't responding. The next morning, Qin Ge decides to catch him red-handed by seeing him. It just so happens that some female patients around him will not leave him alone, keep complimenting how handsome he is, tease him with jokes, and say, "Oh, my life would be so great if he was my boyfriend." Qin Ge envies this and follows him secretly, shoots pictures of him, then forwards them to him. Immediately, Bai Qi notices that Qin Ge has followed him. She teases him, telling him she has people keeping track of his every move. Naturally, Bai Qi enjoys how much she seems to care and proceeds to tease her back. Later, Bai Qi is secretly followed by Qin Ge, but this time he is aware. He tells her from behind that he is aware she has been following him. Qin Ge says that she wanted to surprise him, yet he does not believe it. Then, he invites her to go around the city together. Qin Ge is so happy and jumps into his arms. They have lunch, during which Lin Shui calls Qin Ge to ask her why she came over in such a rush. Qin Ge replies that Lu Tian told her to pay close attention to Bai Qi, hence the unexpected visit. Lin Shui laughs and tells her to follow her heart, not his advice. Qin Ge couldn't help but agree that after a day, she had indeed missed Bai Qi, and thus couldn't help coming to see him. Lin Shui could tell by then that Qin Ge was deep in love, and told her to take time off and enjoy herself. Chen Min tells Lin Shui that she supported their relationship all along, even when Bai Qi once left. He suggests they shouldn't trust Bai Qi again. Lin Shui said, being the friend of Qin Ge. They do not have the right to intervene in her life. Also, she points out that Qin Ge is determined, and whenever she makes up her mind, she never turns back. Afterward, Qin Ge continued to explore the city and have fun with Bai Qi. At night, Qin Ge is so nervous because this is her first night sleeping in the same room as Bai Qi. Bai Qi felt her uneasiness, then told her that he could sleep on the floor, before that he goes out to buy a few things. When Bai Qi returns, he asks Qin Ge to lie properly. She clings on to him as he approaches her and acts like she is sleeping. Bai Qi realizes it immediately because of the heavy perfume scent and asks why she sprayed so much. Qin Ge teasingly says, "So I can have sweet dreams." The smile on Bai Qi's face says they will indeed have sweet dreams together as they share a kiss. The next day, Qin Ge and Bai Qi go out for a stroll around the city. Bai Qi took photos of her wherever she strikes a pose. At one point in time, they sat down to take a rest, as Qin Ge starts to complain that Bai Qi hasn't taken a single good shot of her. Just then, Bai Qi receives a call from Lu Tian, asking them to check on Lin Shui, who has left a letter and hasn't been heard from since. Qin Ge and Bai Qi grow concerned as Lin Shui doesn't answer her phone. They decide to cut their trip short and return home. Upon arriving, they are shocked to find Lin Shui and Tian Cheng there. Then Bai Qi tells them all to enjoy, but Qin Ge is out of sorts since she had to cut her trip short because of Lin Shui's situation. Qin Ge asks them what they are doing there, and Tian Cheng explains the troubles she has. Her house was flooded, so she needed a place to stay for several days. She tried staying with Chen Min, but he turned her away in the cold. Qin Ge allows her to stay, though not excited about it. Lin Shui explained that her mother caught her and Lu Tian together and wants them to get married. Lu Tian agreed, but Lin Shui ran away because she's not ready for marriage. She's afraid that marriage would constrain her to a circle of raising children and not be able to work. She also does not really believe that Lu Tian will support her career. Qin Ge tries to reassure her that Lu Tian is a good person and will look after her if they marry. Elsewhere, Bai Qi discourages Lu Tian's eagerness to marry Lin Shui and reminds him to wait for her before he makes any move. Bai Qi then heads out to dinner with Qin Ge. The scene cuts to them dining. Lin Shui and Tian Cheng are the third wheels. Later, Tian Cheng leaves when her cousin comes for her, and Qin Ge feels relieved that there is one less person between her and Bai Qi. Bai Qi looks irritated but says nothing. Lin Shui lays claim to Qin Ge's bed and makes Bai Qi sleep on the couch. Whenever Qin Ge goes to bed, Lin Shui starts to fall asleep on her but keeps pushing her while sleeping, very much to Qin Ge's annoyance. After sending complaining texts to Bai Qi, she joins him on the sofa. Bai Qi makes noodles for her as she says she is hungry. They eat and he preaches to her to be more healthy on food options, being a doctor. Qin Ge disagrees with his advice, and they later take an evening walk to clear their heads. They sit down and talk after the walk. Bai Qi appreciates Qin Ge for staying with him, saying he has been lonely since the divorce of his parents. Through the past 8 years, he realized how he does not want to live a life without her by his side since he misses her so often. Qin Ge confesses her feelings too, and upon seeing a shooting star, she makes a wish to be with him. Just when they are about to kiss, a loud scream from the house interrupts them. Infuriated, Qin Ge storms inside, only to find Lin Shui on the floor, claiming that she had a dream in which Lu Tian kicked her out of bed. Qin Ge explains the dream is proof that Lin Shui misses him and sends him off for Lin Shui to meet him in the morning. Lin Shui brushes the comment off, accusing Qin Ge of using the dream as a pretentious excuse to get rid of her. The next morning, Lu Tian sits alone when Bai Qi brings him breakfast. He is so surprised because he has never seen Bai Qi act this warm before. When he asks him why he is being this nice, Bai Qi admits that he really wants him to get married and live happily. He also admits that he is getting increasingly tired of Lin Shui's behavior, so he agrees to help Lu Tian. Meanwhile, Qin Ge gets Lin Shui ready to go home. Lin Shui asks if they want to kick her out because she's a burden. Qin Ge comforts her, saying that she is only doing this because Lin Shui's mom insists. Lin Shui's mom is an insistent one and calls, threatening that if she doesn't respond, then she will go find Lin Shui at the office. Lin Shui promises to talk to her mom the next day, but begs her not to go to her office. On the other hand, Lu Tian is falling in love with Lin Shui more deeply, and is even seeing her in his dreams. The following day, Lu Tian meets Lin Shui's mom, and gains her approval. He promises to marry Lin Shui, but asks her mom to stop pressuring her. They reach an understanding, just as Lu Tian had hoped. When Lin Shui got home, she saw a note from her mom, which said that her mom didn't want to trouble her, and wanted someone to take good care of her, so Lin Shui could make the decision without any pressure. Lin Shui felt her heart deeply moved. Not long after, at her front door, Lu Tian showed up with his car keys, salary slip, bank cards, and everything that was important to him. He said that these are the most important things to him, and he is ready to give them to her because he wants to spend his life with her. He confessed and told her that he would never force her into any decisions, and Lin Shui got sentimental from his sincerity as they left together, happy. Lastly, the day ends with Bai Qi and Qin Ge spending time with themselves, enjoying their private life. The next day, after bidding Qin Ge farewell with a kiss, Bai Qi goes to the hospital because he has an important meeting. Meanwhile, Chen Min is seen stalking Qin Ge's social media. Later, he bumps into Tian Cheng's cousin, who works for another company, and offers Chen Min a job. He refuses since it is a rival company. Of course, the man would not let a refusal be his answer, and hands him a card in case Chen Min changes his mind. In the hospital, Yueqi's condition turned for the worse. She tells Bai Qi that now he and Qin Ge were together, she could die peacefully. Bai Qi urges her to have hope, reminding her that she's still young. Qin Ge is glad to see Chun Min and Tian Cheng teasing with each other. It feels good to her, Lin Shui agrees. So, the two of them plot to send Chen Min and Tian Cheng to the print house to get them closer, but Qin Ge asks them to return on time as she's preparing a surprise for Chen Min's birthday. When Chen Min is about to leave with Tian Cheng hangs onto him on his bike, refusing to take a cab. He has no choice but rides with her hanging on. Lin Shui tells Qin Ge to remember to go home on time so that Bai Qi won't worry when they are all gone. Lin Shui was set to go on a date with Lu Tian herself, but while she was on her way out, she caught a glimpse of the card Chen Min got earlier from their rival company. Saying nothing to Qin Ge, Lin Shui paid the rival company a visit, warning its boss that stealing their staff would just not work because their team members were strong. Boss offers to collaborate, but Lin Shui cannot get it out of her mind how he once wanted to steal their project. She leaves after threatening that she is going to beat him in business, which impressed the boss. Lin Shui does not tell Qin Ge the news for now until Chun Min has decided. Later, Chun Min and Tian Cheng return home, but she declines Chun Min's offer to send her home to conceal her cousin's ownership in the rival company. At midnight, Tian Cheng greets Chun Min, who is waiting for Qin Ge's message. It makes him very happy. The next day, Lu Tian asks Bai Qi why he does not go to Chen Min's birthday party. Bai Qi reassures him that he trusts Qin Ge, but Lu Tian is disappointed for he wanted to see Lin Shui. Bai Qi gives him more work, hence making it impossible for him to attend. At the party, Chen Min asks Qin Ge to blow out the candles and make a wish, and she wishes for them to remain close as family. Instead, he proposes to her, a shock to Qin Ge and an outrage to Tian Cheng. Lu Tian is anxious to see Lin Shui and Bai Qi encourages him to go since he wants to. Lin Shui does try to explain to Chen Min that he can't force proposals, but Chen Min seems adamant that he is serious. Afterward, Qin Ge asks Lin Shui and Tian Cheng to leave so she can talk to Chen Min. She lets him know she does not have romantic feelings for him. He then accuses Bai Qi of stealing her off. He is stung, telling her about how she has led him on before storming out to accept a job offer with their rival company. Devastated, Qin Ge cries, feeling that she has hurt Chen Min. Chen Min spends his days reflecting on their past, how she inspired him as an artist. Bai Qi comforts Qin Ge that Chen Min is also in pain. They sneak into their old high school and on the blackboard he writes their names to reminisce over shared memories. In so doing, Qin Ge finds her peace. Meanwhile, Tian Cheng visits Chun Min at Mad Eye, but doesn't reveal that her uncle is the owner of their rival company. She watches from afar but gets caught by her cousin. Her uncle, in introducing her to the meeting, wishes her to join this company. Chen Min, still sour, does threaten to bring the matter to Qin Ge's attention. Tian Cheng begs him not to tell. Later, Tian Cheng tells Qin Ge, and Qin Ge forgives her but says that she has to tell Lin Shui soon. Yueqi's physical condition deteriorates, and Bai Qi tries to instill hope in her. During a date, Lu Tian is trying to surprise Lin Shui, but she still looks unhappy, and at the end says that they entered this relationship too rushingly. In a fit of anger, Lin Shui leaves, thinking perhaps they are just not suited for each other. Tears in his eyes, Lu Tian rushes off to find Bai Qi to help him think of a way to win her back. Later that day, Tian Cheng thinks about the right time to tell Lin Shui the truth, but does nothing. Lin Shui confides in the girls about her frustration because she does not understand what was going on, and they rule not to tell her just yet. Later, Lu Tian apologizes and wins Lin Shui's sympathy. The next day, Qin Ge hosts her live meeting with her fans successfully when Mad Eye brings up the issue about Chen Min not receiving credit for his work in Qin Ge's comic. Lin Shui thinks Qin Ge deserves it all, and a fight ensues. Chen Min is angry and confronts his boss about the situation with the credits, which ultimately allows him to see the truth of his boss's evil intentions. Qin Ge prepares a surprise meal for Bai Qi at the hospital. They share a brief romantic time until they are disturbed by a nurse. Qin Ge then finds out later that Bai Qi deliberately conceals Yueqi's illness from her, and she confronts him. Bai Qi finally agrees to share with Qin Ge his worries. The scene shifts to Qin Ge's office, where she conducts a live stream, never mentioning Chen Min. Later, she is dragged into media scrutiny when Chen Min accuses her of the limelight over their comic and that he was forced to quit his job. Social media is full of negative comments against Qin Ge. Lin Shui, her friend, advises taking the case to court against Chen Min. In her room, Bai Qi checks up on Qin Ge, who has shut herself inside. She is acting weird, repeating over and over that she's useless. He comforts her until she eventually falls asleep. The two of them then go out for a meal. Lin Shui then calls Tian Cheng into her office, where after some uneasiness, Tian Cheng breaks down with apologizing for not telling the truth about her identity earlier. Lin Shui forgives her but points out that she needs to learn to communicate more effectively. Tian Cheng confronts Chen Min, who insists he's not to blame for the fallout. He finds out his boss is behind the smear campaign against Qin Ge. In a rage, Chen Min decides to stay and expose his boss. His emotional night of drinking outside Qin Ge's house is met by Bai Qi, who prevents him from seeing her and blames him for her state. While Qin Ge's life remains in a mess, Lin Shui will do everything in her power to make sure her friend sees a change for the better. Meanwhile, Bai Qi and Yue Qi plan ways to lift Qin Ge's spirits. Chen Min asks Tian Cheng for help in bringing down Mad Eye Comic, but she is torn because of their past together. Later, Qin Ge confides in her insecurities about her art, stemming from guilty feelings about hurting Chen Min. Lin Shui reassures her of how supportive their friends are. Bai Qi encourages Qin Ge to carry out Yue Qi's last wishes, and this results in a really touching moment as they bond over shared experiences. Chen Min and Tian Cheng manage to record evidence of their boss's confession. Now the two are closer in their alliance, though Chen Min is still too chicken to thank her. Lin Shui learns from Tian Cheng that Chen Min isn't solely at fault, and she's already forgiven him. This time spent by Qin Ge fulfilling Yue Qi's restores her spirit. Lin Shui finds evidence about the sabotage caused by Mad Eye Comic, but Qin Ge decides not to seek revenge. She prepares to write this incident into comic chapters so she can retain her fans' trust. Chen Min publicly apologizes and steps back from his career. His boss tries to reign harder, but he made up his mind to take a break. Qin Ge shows understanding of his situation, while Tian Cheng encourages him to return to comics, telling him how much she admires him. Meanwhile, the storyline follows Lin Shui as things start to get a little strained in her relationship with Lu Tian when his parents urge a date for the wedding. An argument ensues between them, but Bai Qi organized a game to help them emotionally break through. At one point during the game, Lu Tian finds a ring he had prepared for his proposal. He proposes where Lin Shui says no because she is not ready yet. Lu Tian, in frustration, throws away the ring but then realizes his mistake, retrieves it back, and comforts her of his commitment. Touched, Lin Shui surprises him with a kiss. They get back together again, and Lin Shui proposes to Lu Tian, promising she will balance her career and take care of both. He gladly accepts as he puts the ring into her finger. The fight ends with both of them, along with Qin Ge and Bai Qi, starting their happy lives, while Tian Cheng envies them. Qin Ge reassures her, reminding her how hard it was to convince Lin Shui and how she herself was no easier. She motivates Tian Cheng, saying if they could be convinced, then winning Chen Min should also be feasible. However, Yue Qi's condition turns out to worsen day by day, and she keeps it from Qin Ge so that she won't be hurt. Qin Ge also suffers from lupus and encourages Yue Qi to take her treatment seriously. She says that once she has recovered, Qin Ge will take her outside to go watch their upcoming movie. Even with all of these reassurances, Qin Ge is uneasy and asks Bai Qi if Yue Qi will really get better. Bai Qi can no longer lie to her and confesses that Yue Qi isn't getting much better, but they really try hard. He reassures her that nothing will happen to Yue Qi. Chen Min sits alone, drawing, feeling a little relieved for the first time. But Tian Cheng is not going to let him off that easily, and Qin Ge's words further instigate her. She looks for him suspiciously and does not let him get away. She even injured herself in the process but does not care. She demands his new phone number, and with no other option, Chen Min gives it to her, telling her to go home by taxi. She hugs him and tells him that though she is leaving now, she won't stop following him. Deep down, Chen Min learns to appreciate her perseverance. Qin Ge gets good news about Yue Qi's health and is overly excited. She informs Bai Qi that she will take him to see her mother the next day and should get ready. The next morning, Yue Qi suddenly is in bad condition and needs an operation. It catches Bai Qi off guard. At home, Qin Ge waits. Soon after, she phones Bai Qi to ask about the situation. Bai Qi, in his nervous tone, tells her they have tried their best. Qin Ge drops her phone and rushes to the hospital but encounters an accident on the way. Qin Ge shows up later at the hospital with a number of wounds, and it's painful for her to really admit that Yue Qi is gone indeed. The doctor informs Bai Qi that for Qin Ge to be able to walk again, she would have to go through surgery, but the risks are great because of her lupus condition. Bai Qi cannot make a decision, but Qin Ge overhears him and recalls a promise with Yue Qi. Qin Ge, overwhelmed with sorrow for Yue Qi, pushes Bai Qi away, claiming it was all his fault for not being able to protect her. Afraid for her life now, Qin Ge reflects on her fate and proposes breaking up with Bai Qi, not because she blames him, but so she does not drag him down with her. Then Bai Qi tried to calm her down, but she got even angrier as she asked him to leave her alone. Bai Qi could hardly reach her more and more, but Chen Min thought he was the only hope for her. Tian Cheng felt that Chen Min should go see her. At least she would listen to him. While Bai Qi searched for other treatments that hopefully could save her, as he could not imagine his life without her. When Bai Qi is ready to leave, Chen Min meets and talks to him, reminding him of the love he and Qin Ge shared. In the aftermath of what he had said, Bai Qi concludes that he must fight for her. Then he spends the night making cartoons of their future together and enlists Lin Shui and her office staff to help him with that. The next morning, he shows the drawings to Qin Ge. She then reads the comic showing how Bai Qi wished to be with her all her life. Touched, she understands for the first time his love. Bai Qi reassures her that everything will be okay, raising her confidence in recovery. Chen Min visits Qin Ge to apologize for his past behavior, and they make amends and renew their friendship by letting her know to have faith in the surgery. Before the operation, Bai Qi comforts Qin Ge that everything will be okay, and when she wakes up, he is there waiting as promised. The love between them grows deeper, and Qin Ge has great hope for recovery. Meanwhile, Lin Shui proposes to Lu Tian, and they start preparing for marriage. Lin Shui tries on wedding dresses with Qin Ge's help. Chen Min returns to work in animation. Tian Cheng feels extremely happy for him and invites Chen Min out for lunch to show their blossoming love. Lin Shui holds a bachelorette party at Qin Ge's house, during which she suddenly faints. After being sent to the hospital, Lu Tian informs her that she is pregnant. She is very much in shock and says that she wants to pursue her career. Lu Tian encourages her to take care of the child while going after her dream. Later, Lin Shui tells Qin Ge that they both need to take the next step in their relationships. While Lu Tian suggests now that his wedding has been postponed, Bai Qi should propose. That night, Qin Ge is curious as to whether Bai Qi will propose, feeling he would never pressure her. The next morning, Lu Tian spoils Lin Shui, while Qin Ge confides her fears to Lu Tian that she won't be able to give a complete family to Bai Qi. Lu Tian reassures her of Bai Qi's persistent love. He explains that after their breakup 8 years ago, Bai Qi turned reserved and would keep rejecting other girls. Lu Tian even recites how he saved Bai Qi from conflicts with those girls, which became the reason for their close friendship, whereby Bai Qi interrupts their conversation. And when Qin Ge asks him why he stays in the same city as him after studying abroad, his response to that was, "As long as Qin Ge is in this city, I will not go anywhere." Qin Ge feels guilty and confesses that he is pained and feels he hurt him, but Bai Qi has no regrets. He found his love. In another scene, Qin Ge visits Bai Qi as a patient and asks whether a person with lupus is allowed to marry. Bai Qi consoles her that if the boy were him, she need not worry. They get their marriage certificates, and all that's left is the wedding ceremony to seal it. While doing wedding gift shopping, the cousin of Tian Cheng sneaks around to spy on Chen Min and Tian Cheng. Chen Min catches him and confronts his spying. Lin Shui catches them together and feels anxious with Chen Min meeting Tian Cheng's uncle and seeks consolation from Lu Tian, who says Chen Min can handle things. Later, Lin Shui informs Qin Ge that she saw Chen Min head out to meet Tian Cheng's uncle. Overhearing this, Tian Cheng gets angry and leaves. Mr. Sulun tells Chen Min that if Qin Ge is marrying, then he will find himself a girl. However, Tian Cheng takes Chen Min away forcibly. Tian Cheng then confronts her uncle about her feelings for Chen Min, demanding he not interfere. Her uncle finds her protests amusing and asks Chen Min to explain their earlier conversation. It all leads into a flashback. They suggest Chen Min should marry Tian Cheng if their relationship was serious. Later, Chen Min tells Tian Cheng she is special to him, and they share their first kiss. Mr. Qin Han gives wedding presents to Qin Ge and Bai Qi in place of her deceased mom. Qin Ge starts to get ready for her wedding, as Lu Tian nervously waits for his baby. The bachelorette party continues with Qin Ge enjoying her day of being single, knowing marriage won't take away her independence. In another location, Bai Qi and the boys are having a bachelor party. On the wedding day, the boys troop to Qin Ge's house, dancing and broadcasting their glee on their phone. Tian Cheng playfully holds them at bay until they produce a monetary gift that results in banter. They then use Chen Min as a decoy to pave their way through to the bride. It was when they get up to take Qin Ge away that they also realize her shoes are hidden, creating a scramble. When the shoes finally appear, Qin Ge is hoisted on Bai Qi's shoulder as he takes her away, marking the end of the journey to the altar and into life together, filled with love and hope for the future.